Hi, this is Tet again, and I just finished a column I do for Yanga Television called African News, and at the end of it, a couple of thoughts came to mind which I thought I'd share. The big question I'm asking is, are we asking the right questions about this pandemic across the continent? Recently, Ghana had its last elections, and to be honest, it seemed a bit of a car crash because the count was all messed up and its presentation to the public was all messed up. And yet Ghana is muddling its way through. Now, it's not the happiest situation. I mean, if you had to ask the country, you'd probably score it 5 or 6 out of 10 on the conduct of the last election. But I'll tell you why I'm not frightened. The reason I'm not worried is that people are still talking. People are still asking questions. Where did we go wrong? Where did we go right? What can be improved the next time round? What are we unhappy about now? All of that conversation's going on. That's why I know that, look, if we don't win the first time round, you will win the second, third, fourth, or fifth time. We are in play. Let's come to this pandemic. Yesterday, I discovered that 2 teams from Columbia Uni, pretty capable people, and the vaunted Caltech have identified a new strain, which may be highly resistant to the vaccines that are there. That we've identified for the current strains which are running around of the COVID virus. We were told a few days ago by Prime Minister Boris Johnson here in the United Kingdom that he was thinking about a roadmap for the unlocking down of the United Kingdom and freeing up the economy, people going to work and getting about their daily businesses. Let me tell you my opinion. I am not holding my breath for a nanosecond that any of that is going to happen, because these new variants of the virus prop up with boring regularity. We can be left dangling on that string for a good long time to come. Now, I'm not a virologist and I'm not an immunologist, but we can be going from variant to variant, from vaccine to vaccine, all the time with varying degrees of lockdown, till the cows come home. That's why I'm not holding my breath. Now, what worries me is, unlike the elections in Ghana, are people asking the right questions? Next thing is, in fact, the subject of my column this morning was the first Covax transshipment arrived in Ghana yesterday at 600,000 doses of the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine, made under license in Pune, India, by the SII, and safely shipped over to Ghana for distribution amongst the people in Ghana. A Covax is a scheme which enables the poorest countries in the world, who may not be able to afford the vaccine, to get the product into their people's arms. Of course, when it comes in, country has its own modalities about deciding who is on the priority list and so on and so forth. And I hope in the first instance that Ghana makes the right call. What I'm not hearing, which gives me real pause and cause for worry, are these questions. This vaccine was created at Oxford University under the auspices of a global pharmaceutical giant, AstraZeneca. They know what's in it. They claim they've done all their tests. I'm not here to undermine the no doubt very, very hard work that's gone into the creation of this product. But I'm asking Ghana, who is happy to take this vaccine on, the rest of the Covax countries who are happy to take this Covax on, what they know about the contents of this vaccine beyond the tick off, the say so, the nod and wink of the WHO, Mr. Tedros, Mr. Gates and his various foundations, Gavi, SEPI, and so on and so forth. The first question is, are Ghanaians asking themselves about their agency in this matter? Second question, are the people who are getting the vaccines on a freebie asking themselves what research they're doing now to contribute to this global research effort to find a therapeutic solution to COVID? What effort, what contribution are they making? You see, it's one thing about the whole of West Africa, particularly in Nigeria. Places are washed with boffins. They're sprinkled all over the world. Ghana doesn't have as many as Nigeria, but Ghanaians have a fair few scientists who are of considerable talent as well. They're sprinkled around the world. What are they doing about COVID? Question number 3. What kind of review are they making of the consequences of the use of these vaccines? And let me ask anybody here. I've got to get the name right because these are medical things. You can't moonlight them. VAERS. I studied the VAERS, which is the adverse event reporting, the vaccine adverse event reporting system. I have a look at it. So it's actually on my phone. I look at it every day to see what's happening in terms of adverse results of the vaccine. Now, nobody's proving anything. Very often they're saying that it's actually it's not causative. It's correlational. It's a correlation between these two things, but one, i.e. the vaccine, isn't necessarily causing these outcomes. And yet they are all logged. They're all out there. I wonder how many people in Ghana take a look at those logs. We got them here in the UK. They got them all at the CDC. It's available online. If you got a smartphone, you can have a look at these results. So are we reviewing these things and taking a view about them? Fourthly now, what about the new variants that are coming up? What part are Ghanaian scientists playing in sequencing the new variants of the virus as they develop? Or are we going to wait for Columbia, Caltech, Johns Hopkins, the Witwatersrand, I think it's called, in South Africa, and so on, to be doing all the heavy lifting? What about us? So these are our thoughts. Now, if when I looked in the media, I heard the correspondents asking, what about this? What about this? What about this? If when I opened up Facebook, I heard the people who were posting asking, what about agency? What about research? What about review? What about new variant sequencing? Again, I'd feel, hey, I prefer not to have this pandemic on my doorstep, but yeah, we're in play. People have got their finger on the pulse, and we're doing what we can given our circumstances, state of wealth, etc., etc. None of these questions seem to me, on my research, to be asked, and that is what makes me really worry. Going forward, if we're going to find or make a contribution to the strategy for dealing with this pandemic, we can take one of two routes. We can sit back and leave it all to the guys over at Gavi, CEPI, and the rest of the world, WHO, to decide our destiny for us. Or we can take responsibility for who we are and make a contribution to these efforts one way or another. It's up to us entirely. I know one of those routes leaves me feeling quite depressed, and the other leaves me feeling as if, like times may be hard, life may be tough, but we're still in play. We have got a handle on the tiller. So those of you who are running around getting yourselves shot up with the vaccine and saying how brave you are and so on and so forth, now let's take the next step. Let's start asking these tough questions of ourselves. I'm not a boffin. I'm not a scientist. I'm a journalist. It's my job to think about the bigger picture. I'm trying to do my best. But every single person in our community has a part to play in this. And the part to play is not just to roll over, sit in the peanut gallery, watch the action unfold in front of you, and behave like a puppet on a string. Thanks very much. I'm going to post this on YouTube. Please subscribe and share and comment on what you think. Thanks for watching.